In a recent interview, Tom Hiddleston himself was asked about the future of God Loki and how now that he's in that position, a reunion with Thor could play out, and he's got some pretty great ideas. So this comes at us directly from Tom Hiddleston himself, who was talking about the bigger picture at hand with what they're setting up and a potential return that he was asked about. And he said the one thing he hopes to do if and when he returns is a reunion with Thor. And he says that he believes, and how he would want it to play out, is a surprise for both characters, seeing how far each has come and how they are where they are now. And this sort of shock between both of them realizing that both characters without one another grew to be completely different, but also greatly miss each other and have this love for one another that was kind of like unspoken between these versions of characters. Now remember, this Loki is not the Loki that got all the character development and we saw die in front of Chris Hemsworth's Thor. This is not that Loki. This is a different one. This is the time replaced one. So he doesn't know that this other Loki completely had a different arc and everything and what he's done for the universe. He says he's curious about exploring that. How do they confront one another and how do they go over what each one has suffered? He wants to have a moment where the two of them can sit there and have a conversation and reflect on it and talk about how they found their own peace, where they're at now, how they look at each other now, realizing the different versions exist out there and that these versions are sort of like the definitive versions and the best version that the other one always hoped for their brother to be. And honestly, that's kind of a very like best case scenario way to look at it. Like just imagine if you were to somehow be in their position, in either one's position. Like wouldn't you want to know everything because you missed a lot? And sure, yeah, God Loki now at the end of everything is letting every branch go out there and he's watching over it. But can he really watch it all at the same time, all together? Like, probably not. He's got to kind of do the watcher thing, right? Where he's taking a peek here or there. He doesn't suddenly process everything at once because that's too much. Like, he's being very specific, just sitting there holding it all together. That's a big burden. So chances are he's going to miss some things that happen with Thor. And when he eventually meets him, it's going to be a revelation to both of them seeing the best side of what their brother can become.